MMA Meltdown, powered by Zions. Available at your local King Soopers, Loaf and Jug, Jenny's Market, Circle K convenience stores, and 7-Eleven.
I was younger, I used to go and tip cows for fun, yeah. Actually, I didn't do that.
All right, we are back with the MMA Meltdown show here on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7. Our next guest doesn't need any introduction, but besides that, I'll go ahead and introduce him. He did talk a little bit during the first part, so he gives us some really good insight in terms of MMA within MMA. Chase Hackett.
Prison stare.
Prison stare. Chase Prison stare Hackett. What's going on, guys?
Now, we had you on one time before. Luckily now we're graced with your presence in studio, but before you kind of broke down the whole prison stare nickname, why don't you go ahead and refresh our listeners about what that's
Obviously, I was not given the nickname, and I'd like to preface this by saying I've never been to prison.
I don't know. The tattoos and
that just
everything
makes
you
me
got
look
going
tough.
on. Yeah.
No, we were out at dinner one night, and one of the waitress was a very cute girl, and she kind of walked by, and a friend of ours, Danny Martinez, was sitting directly across from me, and I just I thought I just glanced at her, checked her out, and I passed by Danny, and as I tracked back, he just had this bewildered look on his face, and he's like, dude, it's like, it looks like you just got out of prison. Just kind of.
You looked hungry for it.
Yeah,
It wasn't for food, huh?
Yeah. So he said I thought I was gonna jump across and tackle her.
Now, is this going to be a patented move in terms of the prison stare at your weigh-ins and all your fights?
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
show the prison stare on Jay Merck.
Whoa.
I've already
I would
been
not
giving him
fight
the
you.
stare.
That's pretty intimidating. Another big intimidating factor of you is your haircut, man. I mean,
Rocking the mullet.
not
Yeah,
too
we
many
got
people
Some
can rock that
variation of a
mullet.
mullet.
Business in the front, party in the back. You
I'm
know,
telling you.
my mom never let me have a rat tail growing up, so it's kind of my my rebelliousness coming out now.
How are the ladies responding to this?
I'm still single.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you got to feather that thing out.
All right.
Hang upside down and comb it. Blow dry it and comb it, hanging upside down. I wouldn't know because I'm unfortunately bald, but I can live vicariously through you guys and everybody that's around me that has hair. So let's talk about zombies.
Yeah,
And
man.
Zombies is a cool theme. Apparently, if you go dressed up as a zombie, you get a free beer, $1,000 zombie costume.
You know I'll be
contest.
dressed up then.
I'm gonna be dressed up before I fight.
Dressed up in men's clothing, though, right?
Of course.
All right, there we go. And you're fighting Ian Stonehand Stonehouse.
That's correct. He's
kind of a Stonehand.
yeah. I
Tough to say.
Yeah.
It's
3 times.
anybody that gives themselves a nickname, whether he gave it to himself or not, saying that he hits hard is. I think he probably has more like pillow hands, but I guess that remains to be seen.
Pillow
You should
hands.
challenge him. If you win, he has to change his name to Pillow Hand.
All right.
Yeah, and if you lose, you got to cut your hair.
All right.
That'd be a good one.
All right.
But Stonehands in any other sport is not a good thing, right? Football's not a good thing. Basketball's not a good thing. Baseball, it's pretty not related at all.
No.
So hopefully you'll have an easier time beating him than saying his name.
Yeah.
And I can't really
Yeah.
say hopefully because I'm not biased at all, unlike my partner to my right here. But
Oh, come on.
you were kind of talking to us about Ian a little bit before we came on air, and what is it about Ian that you know so far at this point?
Actually, he fought my teammate back a few years ago, Jeremy Malater, and I cornered him in that fight. And I can definitely say, Ian looks like he hits hard. He definitely kicks hard. I know he's 5-4 as a pro. Had just a couple fights in the last year, and all of his wins are by TKO or submission. So he finishes fights, but he's also been finished, and I never have been. So.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about his record. His last win came against Steve. I'm not even going to.
Steve Guarnieri.
Guarnieri. There
Yeah.
you go. Back in April 2011.
This guy's the worst at pronouncing people's names,
What?
too.
It's not even. Why you calling me out like
I'd
that?
talk to him for half an hour before the show to get him to pronounce your name right.
I was just going to say
Chase
Chase.
Hackett.
I was saying Hackett.
That's right.
Yeah, that is right. See, why you making fun of me? You give me complexes, bro. That's not even nice.
He still can't even say my name.
Jared Mercado.
No,
Oh,
there's no R before
know.
the D.
it's my Hispanic heritage.
Okay.
Now you guys are just being racist.
Mercado.
I'll file hate crimes on every single one of you guys. You don't think I will? All right, but getting back to Ian Stonehouse, I mean, again, he's coming in off of a win. Prior to that, he had a couple losses. I mean, are you looking at, because obviously there's more momentum on your end of it, are you looking at his cage rust as any kind of a benefit for you?
No. If anyone's got more cage rust, it's me. I had knee surgery last summer, and basically I've had, 3 fights in barely almost 3 years. So, I coming off a win, I figured I'd knock the rust off on that one and should be ready to do
Yeah,
battle.
I wanted to talk to you about that. I mean, obviously that was a pretty quick fight, so it's kind of hard to gauge how your conditioning was, everything like that. But how did you feel in there? Was it any different than any of your prior fights in terms of feeling comfortable in there?
Yeah, it was one of those things I wanted to work on some few things, and obviously show my striking a little bit. And Angela wanted to get to the ground real quick, and I had no problem doing that. I'm very comfortable on the ground, whether it's on my back or on top. But the biggest testament I would say was warming up. I've never felt that good warming up,
Right.
and I'm sure it was a combination of a great camp, but just the feeling of getting back in there was
Right.
awesome.
Now, talking about, some things you wanted to work on, what has this camp been like? I mean, obviously you're fighting out of Factory X with that nice T-shirt.
Yes,
got
got to represent. I mean, you can't see us in here, but sweet shirt.
Yeah. Just picture an X with the words Factory across of it, and you got the gist of it. But how has camp been? I mean, any setbacks? Anything you're looking forward to exposing?
No, camp's been awesome. It's kind of nice because I got a couple teammates on the card. Chris Camozzi's fighting in 137 the following weekend out in Vegas. So, it's nice having a camp where everybody's kind of got things coming up and everybody's motivated. You got people in there every night, and man, I live for the gym. It's a part of me. My life revolves around it, and there's nothing more to say. Like I've been training my butt off.
Chase, you obviously have a really good ground game, but talking to a couple of your teammates, they say you have really heavy hands. You mentioned you wanted to show off your striking a little last fight. Are you the type of guy that sets a strategy going into a fight where you want to show off a certain area, or is it just kind of whatever happens once you're in there?
There's definitely you try to game plan, but it's more who can adapt better, because game plans don't always work out the way they're meant to be, and the bottom line is you have to be comfortable wherever the fight goes. And if you're fighting a wrestler, you have to imagine at some point you're going to get taken down, and if you're fighting a striker, you have to imagine you're going to get hit. So it's all about adaptation.
Now, your last win was against Angelo Duarte, and again, it was a first-round finish. Is finishing the fight something that you're focusing on in this camp? I mean, obviously no fighter wants to let it go to the judges. I mean, 70% of the time they get the fight wrong or the decision wrong. But, are you taking certain steps to make sure that you can finish this fight within the 3 rounds?
Yeah, absolutely. But to me, it's not necessarily about, it's not about finishing the fights. I'm a huge fan of the sport too. And whether it's a 1-minute knockout or a 4-round battle with like Maynard and Edgar, it's all about putting on a good show and being entertaining and giving the fans what they want to see. And that's what I'm all about. Obviously I like to win, but I just want to put on a good show. And if it gets stopped early, so be it. That's even better. But as a fan, I'd like to see fights go 3 rounds and then a finish.
And then a finish.
And then a
In the
finish.
last closing seconds of the fight.
Yeah.
Huh?
That Matt Wyman, Mac Danzig fight, that was a
Yes.
decision, but that was an awesome fight.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a back and forth war. So I don't think it necessarily matters too much if there's a finish or not, just more so what happens in the actual fight.
Really? You guys don't care about finishing that? I mean,
Obviously, as a fighter, I want
I
to
don't want to
finish
fight.
fights.
Me personally, I would like the fight to go like 20 seconds or less.
Yeah,
But-
my
I don't
whole
wanna
goal
get
is not to get
tired.
hit in the face.
Yeah.
I'd like to pursue a modeling career after fighting, so I got to
Yeah,
keep this
I
looking
have my
clean.
tuxedo.
yeah, you got it. Is this all right?
Yeah.
Then we're good.
Yeah.
I have my tuxedo in the back. I'm trying to get out to the after party right away. I can't be getting all busted up.
Yeah, you can't be sweating.
Yeah, none of that.
I think you got to rock the tuxedo T-shirt, not an actual tuxedo, man. Because I don't know if Baby Gap sells tuxedos, do they?
Oh.
Oh, I'm just playing. But taking it back to the fight, I mean, again, this card is stacked. They added Jason Lee late. He draws a pretty big crowd. What other fights are you looking forward to on this card? I mean, obviously you're a fan, so I'm
Yeah, I got to say, first and foremost, my teammates, Jamie Addy's, fighting, making his pro debut at 125 against Matt Manzanares, and I'm really looking forward to that. I've trained with Jamie since day one, and the kid's a beast, and and then also my bigger teammate Adam Stroop is fighting as well. So it's gonna, obviously they're before me earlier on the card, so it might be a struggle to watch them if I'm getting warmed up. But I'd like to see the main event. Holland and Josh. The last fight, Josh was the main event against Travis Peak, and I missed the first round, and I heard it was incredible.
Yeah,
And-
it's a great
It's on
fight.
YouTube.
yeah. Oh, I mean, I watched it
Oh,
after,
all right,
but it's
yeah.
still not quite the same as watching it
It's
live.
not. It's not.
So-
You get to feel the crowd, and Chris Holland hasn't necessarily again fired any direct trash talking, but again, he has said some things, and I haven't heard what Josh has said in rebuttal of that.
We'll
so
try
it's
to get
gonna
him.
be
We'll try to
interesting.
get him to talk a little.
I'm
trash.
telling you, we got to get like a trash talking section
I
in our
know.
show where you guys just go hard at it. Let's build some.
We gotta like edit their sentences together. Take like 20 words that Chase said throughout the whole interview, and then piece it into one line about Ian.
Can you do that, Chris? I think we got to get some fighters in here. Just kind of take the recording what they said and then mix it around a little bit. You think you got those skills?
Oh, nothing we can't do, man. That is done. D-O-N-E done.
That's what we're about here. Making people hate each other. Let's see somebody get punched in the face. That's really what I want to get out of it. I mean, obviously, MMA within Colorado it's I'm not necessarily going to say a small world, but it's a very close-knit, community. Everybody has their gyms that they're associated with. It seems more and more these gyms are starting to get along with each other. They're starting to, cross-train. You, Jay Murky, train at what? Easton's. You go to Grudge. Where else do you go?
I've been in a Factory X a couple of times.
Factory X.
Unfortunately, Nick Macias keeps fighting my teammates, so I can't really go down there for a little while. But
Nick Macias is hilarious. He was speaking to Jamie Addy. He was talking about Jamie Addy the other day about how we got to get our patented chest tattoos with the skull and crown on it. But Jamie Addy's been on the show several times. The last Fight to Win card, he was bringing in guys from the card, and he was kind of talking about his fight career as well. So it's going to be good to see him in the cage. And just from what you've seen it all, is he back to where he needs to be?
Oh, he's beyond back. I mean, he's an animal. He's one thing about Jamie, he doesn't care to get hit, and he hits really hard for a little guy. I actually try to avoid him like the plague on sparring nights because
the little guys have a lot of anger.
Yeah,
in them,
exactly.
So they swing as hard as they can in sparring.
I like to call him the meathead just because he likes to get after it.
Is it the little man complex? Is that what you guys got going on?
I wake up in
so.
the morning like really angry. I don't know why.
And there's the supermarket little guys. You know what I mean? The guys who are just so angry at life, that they'll try to start a fight with anybody. But when you got guys like Jared, you got guys like Jamie, and they got legit skills to back up that anger.
Yeah.
It's another level. It's definitely something. Look for the ears when you fight these little guys for sure, because the majority of the time they're going to be wrestlers or ground specialists at some point. But Jamie's a good guy, and I'm looking forward to seeing him fight. Because his last fight, you're saying he's making his pro debut. When was his last amateur fight?
Oh man, honestly, I can't even tell you. It was well over a year ago. So I know he's ready to get back in there, and he's been training hard for a long time.
Factory X guy's a little fragile over there.
Yeah,
huh? Lots of injuries.
He doesn't have injuries. He just family man,
Caught up
work
with life.
man, and
Okay.
Works with Seth a lot too in the Fight to Win promotion.
he helps run the show.
Well, let's bring it back to you real quick. You talked about your inactivity due to the knee injury and everything. Obviously now you're healthy again. Let's say you beat Ian. What's your timeline on when you'd like to fight again, or specifically who you'd like to fight? Do you have like a plan in place of your activity level or anything like that?
No, I mean obviously the sooner the better. I mean I'd like to maybe get a week off and live life a little bit and get outside the gym for a couple days, but. Hopefully get another one in if this fight goes well. Hopefully by the end of the year, which isn't always fun trying to make weight. Around the holidays, and I'm a foodie, so
that's got to be the toughest thing for people to understand. I think for the most part, people can understand the kind of dedication that you fighters have in terms of your training every day. Multiple times during the day, but the holidays are the biggest thing. Our friend Ben Deanda, he was saying that he skips. Thanksgiving, he skips Christmas. Are you the same kind of?
No, I definitely, I love my family, and I think I'd get my butt kicked if I didn't go to holiday events, and I'll just rather than have turkey and mashed potatoes, just have some rabbit food.
All right. So before we go, obviously ticket sales are big for us. How can people contact you? How can people follow you? Things like that. Let them know.
Facebook, obviously Chase Hackett, Twitter @Prison Stare. Come to the gym, Performance MMA's retail shop, Colorado Fight Shop. They got tickets for sale as well. So get some tickets. It's going to be a blast. Some great fights. Great card.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, at this level, Colorado Fights, the majority of the money that the fighters make are through ticket sales. So if you support these fighters and you love what they do,
people.
Get your tickets now before it's too late.
Or else.
Or else you're going to wait 10 seconds before weigh-ins and get them.
Yeah, don't wait till I'm in the sauna cutting weight.
All right, you're listening to the MMA Meltdown radio show here on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7.
We made sure Bork got his cup. We are Mile High Sports.
Blazin' Tattoos. Blaze specializes in custom artwork and designs. Can't find the image you need for your tattoo? He does custom tattoo flash, custom paintings, custom logos, posters, and finished artwork for sale. This guy does tattoos too. He has new school designs. He's professional and licensed. He also does cover-ups and touch-ups. He customizes everything. His portfolio is at facebook.com/KingBlazeTheFirst. Blazin' Apparel coming soon.